Ryan Little.
Welcome everybody, welcome to Building Greatness. We are here again with another segment, and we have a very special guest today. One of the great guys in our community who's basically bringing MMA to the pinnacle in the Northeast. And his name is A.J. Hiller. So I'd like to introduce him. And he has a gym downtown Stroudsburg. Great gym, great people, and top-notch trainers there and things going on. So I'll let you tell your story.
Hey guys, thanks for listening, and thank you OG for having us on the show today. So basically, we have a MMA gym down here in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. We offer jiu-jitsu, we offer boxing, we offer mixed martial arts, fitness training, weight training. I got all started with this way back in the day with the memorabilia business, doing autographs and building relationships with a lot of the fighters and building relationships with a lot of their management team. And with that, it's grown into a gym now, and we have fight promotions that we do in the area. We've already had 3 Pocono Fight Nights. Our last Pocono Fight Night was last month. We did actually the second ever in the country, where we had father and son on the same card. We had Jesse Altmans and his son, Jesse Altmans Jr. on the card.
Right.
So we got a lot of press on that, and it was fun. It's just it's fun when you're doing something that you love to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we have a lot of good things happening even this week. Tomorrow the UFC flies in. We're gonna have the UFC filming in our gym with Matt Hamill.
Oh,
And
wow.
Matt comes in tomorrow, and it's a show that they do on Fight Pass called Where Are They Now?
Right.
So they're gonna be filming Matt for the week, and we're doing a seminar with Matt on Friday from 6 to 8. So I would just say if you're in the area, stop down, get some TV time. It'll be aired probably sometime next month. And it's just a lot of good things happening here in the Poconos.
Yeah, I think this is a start. I'm a big MMA fan. A lot of people know me. Not really into football, baseball, basketball. I've never been. I mean, I'll play it, but I'm not really a big fan of those type of sports. I've always been a big fan of MMA. Even from when I was young, when I didn't even know what MMA was, but me and my friends, we used to always, challenge each other on different levels, from wrestling to hand-to-hand combat on the streets. And, that's how I kind of grew up, even though I didn't know it was MMA at the time. So, but now, it's a big scene. I think it's going to be bigger than boxing and everything else. It's a great train that's about to evolve the sports.
Absolutely. It's so new. If you think about it, the first UFC was in 1993.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Strikeforce, was it, right?
No, it was the UFC.
Oh, it was still the UFC. Okay, yeah, wow.
Yeah, Art Davie developed the UFC, and
Mhm.
back in '93, that's where the UFC won, and Hoist Gracie came out. And basically, back then, it was just, he took the top guy in every discipline. The top boxer, the top jiu-jitsu, the top sumo wrestler, the top,
Wow.
karate guy, put them in a tournament, basically to see who the toughest man was.
Wow.
And that's basically what they're doing this weekend with the whole Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight. They want to see who the toughest guy is. Number 1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world, number 1 pound-for-pound MMA fighter in the world. And at the end of the day, it's not going to prove anything.
Yeah, but they're going to be quite rich, though.
Yeah, they will be rich.
I think I would take that fight, just like I heard another guy say. I would take that fight for the first round,
Yeah.
and I'm good,
That's it.
Not saying that I don't enjoy the fighting part, but, it's just such a... both ways they both win.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's going to be an awesome conversion of 2 sports.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love it,
It's going to
man.
be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
How long have you been doing into MMA?
MMA,
How long have you been doing it?
actually, in a discipline since I was 5 years old.
Right.
Of course, my parents signed me up for taekwondo, karate, like all parents want to
Right.
get their kids. But from then it just grew, we went into boxing and then wrestling. I joke with everybody and say that we invented the UFC. Because
Right.
we used to do these tournament styles back in the backyard, and
Right.
and we did it every day.
Right.
That was the thing. We just loved it. But I owned memorabilia stores, probably about 11 stores, like pop-up stores here or there,
Right.
you know, in malls, teaming up with people, doing memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
And what had happened was I did baseball, football, basketball, hockey,
Mm-hmm.
and with that, I always use the Alex Rodriguez example. With Alex Rodriguez, you know, when he was drafted, he was always a star,
Right.
and he signs with Seattle.
Right.
So, you know, I go out, I buy Alex Rodriguez photos signed. I go out and I buy Alex Rodriguez jersey signed,
Right.
and they're expensive. You know, Alex Rodriguez has never been a cheap autograph. So what happens? You know, I have these things in my inventory, waiting for them to sell. Then what happens? He gets traded to Texas.
Right.
So now I have all this Seattle crap.
Right.
Now I have to go and get Texas stuff. So I'm losing money on the Seattle stuff because nobody wants Seattle now. They want the Texas.
Right.
So then I go buy Texas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? He goes to the Yankees. So now I have stuff. Nobody wants Texas. Nobody wants Seattle. I
Right.
have to go out and buy Yankees.
Wow.
You know, I got sick of doing that because I had more inventory of people who weren't on their teams any longer
Right.
than I had inventory of people who were actually on the team. And I sold off my inventory and I focused solely on MMA and boxing,
Mhm.
mostly MMA. People thought I was nuts. They said, "Why this?" Because it was so new. The sport was so new at the time.
Right.
People were like, "Why are you doing? Why are you getting into this?"
Right.
And I said, "Just watch, just watch."
Right.
And now they're looking at me saying, "Man, you made a good decision." You know?
It's like the stock market, right?
Yes.
Like Google, like
Yes.
right? Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes.
I agree. I think that was like, you know, just like you said, in the backyards, the MMA star. We should have known from back then that
Oh, yeah.
this was going to become something big.
Absolutely.
Because when you're able to put multiple talents, multiple techniques in one place, and allow people to evolve and develop into different types of fighters through
Yeah.
their training and their experience, I mean, how could you not
I
think
know.
that's going to go to the top?
And the craziest thing, the reason that we all got started with this was from watching like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Right,
movies
right.
And stuff. And if you go back, like Bloodsport,
Yes.
if you've ever watched Bloodsport is the UFC, basically. It's people from different, you know, disciplines in their fighting.
Right.
You know? And if you've ever read Art Davies' book, it's called Is This Legal? You know, it talks about all these different things and what he was going to call it originally, and you know, when they were trying to get it passed through different, you know, sanctionings, how they were, you know, failed so many times, and that's why they ended up in Denver,
Right.
you know, for the first one. It's an amazing book, and it's called Is This Legal? You know, it basically gives you the whole background, you know, of how the UFC started. You know, it's pretty dynamic.
Yeah, so I was thinking like more like the Kumite, or how do you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Kumite.
Kumite, that was
Yeah,
the whole
Kumite.
blood sport.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And I think that's where I actually have a friend of mine who's a big fan. Not only a big fan, but he's actually also what I consider like back in the day backyard brawler. But now he's an MMA fighter called Keeping It Real Combat. Francis Duquam. He lives in Vermont now, or somewhere in the area upstate, and he's definitely watching now, and. You know, he's definitely. I wanted to connect him with you because he's a young guy and he has a lot of talent. I mean, this guy is extraordinary. So hopefully one day I'll get him up here to you know, to be on a race day, because he's, you know, like him, we are able to share our MMA stories, and you
That's
know.
awesome. It's a different breed coming up now, because if you think about it, everybody always asks questions. You know, who would win in a fight? Bruce Lee or you know,
Right.
Conor McGregor or blah blah blah.
Right.
You know, and if you think about it, back then it was only one discipline.
Right.
You know, these kids are growing up now. They're killers. You know,
Yes.
they're learning at a very young age. You know, different disciplines, and who knows where this sport's going to be 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's because of the ability to evolve. It's not like boxing where you just learn how to use your hands.
Right.
And I'm not saying boxing is not a great sport. Listen, I mean, I love boxing as well.
Yeah.
I have a passion for boxing as well. But I also have a passion for the ability to evolve as you fight. You know what I mean? So if you know, like if you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, which should always be your base. Learn how to fight from the ground up. That's why I respect your gym so much.
Yeah.
Is because you have a big class about Jiu-Jitsu, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, and all of our instructors at the gym are amazing. I mean, our jiu-jitsu instructor is a first-generation Enzo Gracie. You know, so he learned directly from Enzo. and John Donaher. Our boxing instructor, Dave, and Jesse Oltmans. Jesse's a pro. He was Larry Holmes' sparring partner.
Right.
You know,
right.
so he's been in there with the killers.
Yeah.
You know, and it turned him into a killer.
Right.
Dave has been training all these pros, and he has 16 pros underneath his realm right now, and I don't even know how many amateur. So we're growing the business. I don't want to call it a monopoly, but at the same time I want to, because you know we have the best trainers, we
Right.
have the best facility, I think, in the Poconos.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe even in the surrounding 50-mile radius.
In the region.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on top of it, we're doing the fight promotions.
Right.
So now,
Nobody's doing that.
yeah, if they want to fight,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm going to put my guys in my gym on the card before I put your guy on the card.
Right.
So if you want to fight, come to my gym.
Right.
you
Right.
know? So I call it a monopoly. Not that I want it to be a monopoly.
No,
but
let it be, man. I mean,
at the end of
come
the
on,
day,
we need
yeah,
it, man.
Yeah, we want to be successful.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
And we're going to be. It's only the beginning. We've been open just over a year.
Mhm.
And, you know, we have about 70, 80 students already. And it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking at different things now to do. I have a big full-size cage.
Mm-hmm.
But is that something that we need? And am I getting a return on investment on this cage? Because a lot of times during boxing class, they're in there doing, you know, boxing routines
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now I think, okay, if I'm only making this much on MMA,
Mm-hmm.
you know, using the cage, because I could do MMA in a ring, I could do MMA on the 1,600 square foot mat that we have.
Right.
Maybe I'll get another boxing ring.
Right.
Because boxing is huge, especially in the Poconos. I mean, think about it. You know, Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali, they all
Right.
had their camps up here.
Oh, see,
You
people
know?
need to know that, because a lot of people up here do not know that
Yeah.
history, and I was trying to explain it to people that what you were saying, what you explained to me, that
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, Big Bear isn't that far away from here, and that's where Muhammad Ali did every one of his camps.
wow.
Yeah.
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 So there's a history of boxing in this area going back 30 years, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
30,
probably.
maybe even longer.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we got to keep it going.
Yeah,
man, because-
absolutely.
and I think you are keeping it going because I've been to your place, and I mean, it's a very diverse. I mean, you can train for anything in that gym. You have a boxing ring, you have an MMA ring,
Yeah.
you have a huge mat that you probably have like 50 people rolling around on that mat down there.
I wish there was 50.
Yeah.
It looks like there's 50, but you're right. I mean, the mat's packed. You know, the cage is packed. The whole boxing area is packed all the time. And you know, we're starting to do different things. You know, we're going to start an after-school program where you know I just bought a limousine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I am crazy. I don't know. My wife
Nah, you're
thinks
not
I'm
crazy,
nuts.
man. You living full
Yeah,
out. What
I
are you
know.
talking about?
So my goal is to pick up these kids at the school,
Mhm.
bring them, have them do their homework, and then they train.
And they get picked up in a limousine at their school?
Can you imagine that?
Oh, you better get a fleet.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be multiple
Yeah.
kids that are going to be, okay, I want to get
Yeah.
down. You got to have kids on top of your car.
You're absolutely right, and
Yeah.
that's the vision. I mean, I always think outside of the box, and
Mhm.
you know, I take risks. I'm a risk taker. you know.
Right.
And I tell my wife all the time, it's like playing the lottery.
Right.
You know, yeah, we're going to lose it all the time,
Right.
but one of these times we're going to win.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
who knows? I haven't won yet. I'm still waiting to win. So maybe one of these times it'll win.
Nah, you're a winner, man. As far as I'm concerned, you're a
Yeah,
winner
I appreciate that.
because you're still, first of all, you're in the fight. You're successful in the fight. You know what I mean? And now, now I just think that now we need to kind of inform and educate people on MMA. So I think it's important to have an MMA show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That people are now, because since this is an area that's up and coming,
Right.
I think this could be a great camp
Oh, it
for
could be.
multiple MMA boxing fighters because of the mountains, the rivers, all the
Absolutely.
training.
I had Nick Diaz here about 2 weeks ago.
Oh yes, I want to ask you
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That's my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle even to get him here, but when he got here, what an amazing guy.
Right.
You know, you got to think he's flying, 5 hours from California. you know.
Right.
And that's
Stockton.
Yeah.
Hey, Stockton family. I got
Oh,
family in
cool,
Stockton.
cool.
Mhm.
Which isn't an easy flight.
Right.
So he gets out here, and the first time that he was supposed to be here, he didn't get on the plane. There were
Right.
some complications out there. But then finally, about 2 weeks later, we were able to get him out here.
Mhm.
And, when I picked him up, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. you
Right.
know. And he came, he did the seminar, had a great time. After that, he went down, did an appearance at a place called Rivoli's
Mhm.
Grill and Chill, which is an awesome place. They show all the fights. That's actually where we're going this Saturday with Matt
Right.
to watch the Mayweather fight.
I want to go.
I know, come down, come
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Mhm.
Everybody come.
Right.
So we get, he's still in the area. He's still in New York City.
Oh,
He
wow.
hasn't gone back yet. And he told me, he said, I love this area. I love the mountains.
Mhm.
You know, I love the rivers going through,
Mhm.
you know. And, you know, coming from California where everything is so crazy fast-paced,
Mhm.
you know, to the Poconos, and you actually get to enjoy and see around and
Mhm.
enjoy life. So he likes it in the Pocono area.
Right.
Even though he's right now in New York City, you know,
Right.
where there's 8 billion people.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
But,
Yeah.
you know, his intentions is to come down, come back to the Poconos and do some more training.
Hmm.
So it'll be cool.
And I hope he'll be training at your gym.
Oh, yeah, I would love it.
Because he's a master at
He is.
his craft.
Yeah, he's,
That's one of my favorite MMA fighters of all time.
Yeah.
Literally, Nick and Nate.
Oh,
Nate
yeah.
Because of their attitude, their personality,
yeah,
they're very fiery. You know what I mean?
they are.
And I don't see anybody else like that. I
Mhm.
mean, even though Conor McGregor, though he don't got no kind of fire on Nate or Nick, man.
No.
They got fire in them, man.
Yeah,
And that's what I enjoy about MMA is that because you got the personalities, you can put on performance,
yeah,
you know, or you could actually psych your other opponent out by, getting him upset by
yeah.
giving him the gab,
I know.
the gift of gab. So,
And what you see with those guys, both Nick and Nate, that's real.
yes.
I mean, they're real. It's no BS. I mean,
Yeah, you can tell they're tough guys.
yeah,
yes.
they didn't rehearse anything.
Right.
You know, when they tell you something, it's coming right from them.
Yeah.
You know, no manager told them that, hey, make sure you say this or make sure you do that.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are the real deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
But Maverick MMA, they do the shows here locally
Mhm.
for MMA, and Will and you know, his crew.
Right.
Way is his partner in the organization. They
Mhm.
put on one heck of a show, and there's one coming up here September 30th at the Sherman Theater,
Right.
and we have a couple guys out of our gym fighting, and you know,
Wow.
they put on one heck of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You got top-notch people
Yeah.
in your gym, man.
oh yeah,
You know.
we've talked a lot, Will and I, about putting on a dual, you know, MMA boxing show.
Right.
You know, so, you know, first part of the night will be boxing, say for example, then the second part will be MMA,
Right.
or vice versa.
Mhm.
You know, there's another great promotion in Scranton area,
Right.
Wilkes-Barre area, PA Cage Fight. You know, they're like the pioneer in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
doing
really?
doing the cage fights, and
Right.
man, their shows are awesome.
Yeah.
Packed, you can't even move.
Yes,
You
yes.
can't even move.
Yeah. I've been to a couple at the Sherman Theater. I actually supported Jeremiah Yeager. I've supported, he passed away, but, oh my God, he used to fight in the UFC. Anyway,
Oh, Corey Hill.
Corey Hill was
yeah.
a good friend. I used to do security at the hotel above
nice.
Jock and Jails, and I used to stay there. So, we used to talk. And,
Yeah.
but I knew them prior to that. But,
Yeah. Yeah, they're great guys.
they're great guys, and like I said, just MMA is. I just really would like to, just put this on the table that if you ever decided that you really want to, I would dedicate 2 of my shows monthly to MMA, just discussing what's going on. There's so much stuff going on. MMA changes constantly that I'd love to keep people informed and be the voice of.
I'd love that. I'd come down anytime. You know, I'd bring special guests for you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we'll never know who's going to show up. We'll do giveaways. We could do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I would enjoy, sharing that because since this is my passion,
Right.
A lot of people don't know I never share my passion
Yeah.
with people. I'm a very, kind of keep my personal
Right.
stuff out of the public view. But this is something I can't keep to myself. I'm a big, massive MMA fan, and I want to dedicate part of the show to MMA, martial arts, because most of the people I've had here are martial artists.
Yeah.
MMA for like Israel McDonald,
Yeah.
who introduced me to you and told me about your place. Lucius.
Yeah. Two great guys. And then last week you had Danny McGeady here.
Oh yeah,
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's like a grandmaster.
yeah,
you know.
world renowned.
Yeah.
And but so humble you would even know it.
Never
Like,
would know it. Yeah.
yeah, amazing man. I'm gonna have him back on too. I'd
Yeah.
love to have all of us on at one
Oh,
time.
absolutely.
And Nicholas too, because he's a young guy who's also coming up, and he could train. I'm sure a lot of people, even though they train a particular art, I know that there's some people who would like to learn that art and bring it to the MMA,
Oh, yeah.
field to use it and
Without a
whatever.
doubt.
But we'll see, But I want to definitely dedicate a show with you, man. At least.
Look, we got some good people on here.
Yeah, oh yeah, we got a lot of people tuning in. I haven't been able to look at the other camera, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we have a lot of people tuning in there.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is this is spectacular for me. This is pivotal for my show because it's the first time I really got, and I know how you are. We talk some, different times, and I'm like, wow, your personalities, we're similar. Like we have a big network of people. We like to chat about the sport. As soon as I said I have a show, you were like, I'm on it.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
most people waste time to try. I don't know if I want to be on. Like, you were like, no, I'm ready.
Yeah. I love this. I could talk about it all day. I see somebody who's watching Angela Rios. We used to go out to New York,
Right.
right in Little Italy.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know.
And there was a MMA radio show out there.
Right.
We used to go out there maybe once a month. I brought some special guests out there,
Right.
and it was a blast. We just had a good time on the show.
Yeah.
You know.
I think we gotta keep this conversation developing because a lot of people are uninformed. A lot of people don't. There's a lot of MMA fighters that don't know about this area
Right.
that probably want to make some camps out here
Oh,
and
yeah.
invest in some camps out here.
Well, we have the UFC coming here this weekend to film that,
Okay.
and we're gonna actually show and hopefully expose this area on the show when they do air Matt's episode of Where Are They Now. Because we're going to go back to the woods, and Matt's going to show his training, back to the woods here, and in the rivers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because most people are on the West Coast.
Yes.
They want to stay away as far away from here as they could because we see all 4 seasons, unfortunately.
Yes, and
So
they only
want-
like one.
Yeah. So they don't want to
Boring.
be around the snow or anything like that.
Mhm.
But during the summertime, during the spring and fall, it's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
And, hopefully they'll be able to see that. And now that New York is legal,
Right.
MMA is legal in New York, we could. I'm surprised that more camps have not been opening up in the area. There's some great camps. One, Nick Catone's down in southern New Jersey. He has quite a few UFC fighters that fight out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris Weidman has a gym out on Long Island with quite a few UFC fighters.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you go out to the West Coast,
Right.
there's an MMA gym every mile.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
top fighters. Top fighters.
Yes. I mean, I've been to actually San Jose. I have family. My sister lives in San Jose. My brother-in-law lives in San Jose. I have a business out there.
Nice.
So, I mean, yes, you are absolutely right. I mean, MMA plays, and I mean, you see MMA. I was doing security out there, and I met MMA fighters on a regular.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, people I didn't even know were like, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't even know you looked like that. You were that tall, because when you see them in person, it's totally different
Oh,
when
it
you
is.
see them on, in person. So, like,
And if you think about this area,
Right.
like just the few, top fighters that we have in the area,
right.
a lot of them have been world champions. Chris Weidman,
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Alvarez, Brian Stan.
Oh, yes. Oh,
You know,
man.
I mean, there's so much talent out here,
Yes.
and it's a shame that sometimes the talent goes away
Mhm.
because that's where they have to go to be at a championship level.
Right, right.
To be a contender.
Mhm.
But I think eventually this area is gonna be packed with the top in the world.
Yeah, and I think if we could have this conversation, and I think by you, I think you're pivotal here. Again, like I'm a person, I got my ear to the pulse of the community. You're the only one I know who's really, passionate about it enough to really speak about it and make your life about MMA. So I'm sure that if we had a regular show, or we were able to have this discussion, invite different people from different camps up here, I think they would see even in the winter, because I think the winter is also good training.
Yeah.
Like I like to train. I'm not an MMA fighter, but I love the same type of training they do.
Yeah.
So I love the rivers, going up rivers, swimming, kayaking, building those abs and torsos, and mountain climbing, all the things that they do to.
The craziest thing, these podcasts, like the MMA podcasts that they have, they're famous people, Joe Rogan, Jay
Yes.
Sonnen. They have millions, Ariel Helwani, they have
Right.
millions of viewers every week.
Right.
And all they're talking about is MMA. A lot of times it's the same topic. So,
Right.
you may listen to 5 different podcasts a week,
Right.
and you're listening to the same topics, but everybody's view has a different view
Right.
about different things. Like this week, you talked to 10 people about
Right.
the Conor Mayweather fight.
Mhm.
9 of them are going to tell you that Mayweather's going to win.
Right.
That one person's going to say, what, I'm supporting Conor. Conor's going to win.
Hmm.
But who knows? Who knows? Conor has that knockout power.
He does.
However, Floyd is not 49-0 for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he's a tactician.
Yeah.
Like,
The reason that he's 49-0 is because nobody's been able to hit him.
right.
You know, so of course, his 49 opponents, if they were able to hit him, they would have knocked him out, or they would have hurt him, or
Yeah.
something. So
And he has been hurt, but again, he's able to absorb punches very
Yeah.
well. So,
what happens now? You know, if what happens to the world
mhm.
if Conor knocks out Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah,
What's going to happen?
yeah,
I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have all the MMA people saying, "Oh, MMA's better than boxing." You know,
Yeah.
Floyd beats him. Oh, boxing's better than MMA. At the end of the day, they're two totally different sports.
yeah.
You know, it's like putting a baseball player and a football player, you know, on a football field
Exactly.
or on a baseball field. You
Yeah,
know, there's actually more similarities between boxing and football,
right.
or MMA and football, than there is boxing and MMA.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to be crazy. Everybody, this will be watched more than the Super Bowl probably.
Oh, absolutely.
The people who hate the matchup are going to be watching it. The people who love the matchup are going to be watching it.
Right.
And who knows what's going to happen? But I'll tell you what, if I was Floyd Mayweather when the odds were,
I bet on
10-1?
myself. I bet on.
I would have bet on Conor. and
Yes,
taken
yeah.
the fall. He would have been a billionaire.
Oh, yes.
A billionaire.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I know.
Yeah. But imagine if he is, he might be. I mean, we don't know what's really happening, so
Yeah.
it might be, but
Now, how about this? This is another question that you
Right.
might think. Is there any rule in boxing
mm,
about faking a kick?
right,
Like, so what if Conor has up his sleeve that he's going to fake a kick?
right,
Because I don't think there's any rule that says you can't fake a kick.
right.
You know, because Conor's very unorthodox.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, who knows? It's just going to be a very entertaining fight.
Yeah, I'm looking for. And after this, I mean, what's good is that we're riding a wave that's a tsunami.
Yes.
So once this happens, MMA is going to be plastered all over. It's going to be a household name.
Yes.
Even though it is now to a certain degree, after this, it's going to be a really household name.
Yeah.
And they're doing it they're doing it in Ireland, right?
No, this is in
They're going to do it in New York?
Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's in
I don't
Vegas.
know what I'm thinking about. I might
Yeah.
be, but the whole point is that it's from here, you already know where it's going to go.
Oh yeah.
You know, people are going to be so amped about MMA. They're going to be so amped about, you know, boxing, and so you're just going to get a surge of and we're going to ride that wave. I think
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to have so much to talk about in the following weeks. I mean, so much to discuss about, you know, the technicality of each sport. But ultimately, I'm an MMA fan more than boxing.
Right.
I do like boxing because, you know, Muhammad Ali, not only just a great boxer, a great being, a great person. You know, you just got Mike Tyson, which is somebody, you know, I knew back in the day. I mean, he's no joke. He's the real deal. I love his humbleness, where he's at now, and how him and Dana White really
Oh yeah.
are, you know, they're the spokesperson, the spokespeople of MMA now, you know.
It's crazy, and that's one thing that you think about. Like, say Tyson, when Tyson was in his prime,
Yeah.
if you know MMA was as big as it is now,
Oh,
would he have crossed over? You know, I mean, because you got to think, if he has his hands, I mean, he hits somebody, he's going to kill them.
Yes.
You know? However, if somebody takes him down, what's he going to do on his back? But if he learned how to wrestle, if he learned how to
Yeah.
do some submissions, he would have been one dangerous man.
Oh, yeah.
One dangerous.
I mean,
Yeah.
massively amazing, because you got to think it's more of his character and his that is so over the top.
Right.
Like, you know, again, like you know, when you have a risky nature, you don't see defeat.
Right.
You just keep going forward. And when somebody like that, when you're fighting an opponent who sees nothing more than, you know, you're not winning and I am. You
Right.
know, imagine giving him all the tools to win.
I know.
You know.
And if you think about Tyson, his fights, 9 out of 10 of his fights were won even before he walked into that ring.
Yeah.
Because people were just intimidated by him.
Yeah.
You know, he came out to the one time, you know, all the fighters have their music.
Mm.
He came out to noise the one time.
Mhm.
It was like glass and sirens and
Mhm.
metal and all just kind of noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I was fighting, I would have ran out of the ring.
Right.
You know?
Right. Wow.
This guy coming down with a half towel on his
Mhm.
no neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
To noise.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
But that's but again, that was the evolution of
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah.
Because now it wasn't just, you know, are you good, can you dance, but now it's how can you put fear and take your opponent's heart before they even start fighting. It's almost like the art of war. It's like winning a battle without even fighting.
Right.
You know.
You're right.
Fight is just extra.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
You know, and I think that's what Floyd Mayweather brought another concept to boxing, because now he's elusive. He's elusive and very nimble.
Yeah.
So it gives boxing now, it's not all about bruteness and how hard you could hit or how many, it's like, can you even touch me?
Right.
You know what I mean? You know.
And that's the thing, and he has not been, I mean, look at that, everybody could not wait for that Pacquiao-Mayweather fight. And I think I fell asleep in the 5th round or something.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully, my prediction of this fight
Mm.
is going to be Conor is going to go in there for the first 3 rounds and try to kill him.
Oh, we have a caller. We have a caller.
All right.
Hello, caller. You're on Building Greatness, and we have AJ Hiller here. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hi, this is Althea calling. I'm calling from East Stroudsburg. Listening to the show, it's really interesting. I'm not really into the MMA sport, but recently with the women coming up like Ronda Rousey in the sport, it ignited an interest. So I just wanted to know, I've heard you mention a couple of the male fighters, and I was wondering if you think that now that Ronda Rousey, she's been overthrown, do you think that, and I don't really, no one really pays attention to who overthrew her, do you think that the sport will still be of interest to women fighters, and do you see it becoming something more of the thing for women boxers? And also, I have 2 questions. The origin of the sport, did it start as an underground sport like Fight Club, or is it a hybrid of kickboxing and boxing?
Great questions. Real quick, OG, people are asking for the number to call in.
Oh, the number here is 888-304-4401. That is 888-304-4401 if you want to call in.
All right, great questions. And to answer the questions, I just had the conversation yesterday with a producer from the UFC, actually. And when Ronda came into the scene, because Dana White had made the comments years ago, you know, no women will ever fight in the UFC, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, Ronda came through Strikeforce, and, you know, she was a beast. And you know, I told him last night, and he agreed, that the women MMA actually put a spark back into the UFC, into MMA in general. And, you know, Ronda, unfortunately, with her losses, you know, I blame it on the fans, I blame it on the media, I blame it on the UFC, that the reason they made her seem like she was invincible. And what happened was that she started to believe that she was invincible. And unfortunately, she went up against a world-class boxer, and she lost. And one of the things is, back in the day, you know, even with Ronda, there was always that, you know, dominant female. And now we definitely have dominant females. One thing, let me move back a little bit. I have never seen a boring women's fight. The women go out there.
They go ham.
Yeah, they go in there to fight. You don't have women, you know, backing out of fights. You know, if you think about it, you know, for a lot of the fights, and of course there's more men who fight than women, but on every fight card there might be 1, 2, 3 people who get hurt before the fight happens. And then, you know, the fight either gets canceled or they have to find a new opponent. Women hardly ever, you know, will pull out of a fight. And that's how tough women are.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
guys, we get a hangnail or a splinter. We're like, we're done. You know, 6 months. I need 6 months.
6 months old.
Yeah. Women, they come in there broken bones. You know, they come in there, you know, whatever, and they fight. And to answer your question, women's MMA, I think, has played the biggest part of the success of where the fight game is right now. And there's a lot of great female fighters coming up. I mean, Johanna Jędrzejczyk, I don't see anybody beating her. You know, she's got a tough fight coming up with Rose Namajunas, and she's another huge name. But you know, they just opened up a 125-pound division in the women's MMA. In
No
the
heavyweight
UFC.
yet, right?
It's 125. I don't even know what the heck it is. It's
What's the heaviest weight for females so far?
145. Chris Cyborg.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
the champion there. So right now there's 4 weight divisions for women, and who knows, there might be a heavyweight division someday for women. You know, like
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
see, you know, 200, 300-pound females in there fighting, which, You know,
I've seen some big
Yeah.
women that could throw,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and got some stamina.
we'll
so.
all be watching it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna open it up, so.
Yeah.
So, but caller, thank you for calling in. Continue to tune in because we didn't bring that up, but the women are pivotal for MMA, and we're gonna really get into that.
Absolutely.
And hopefully,
And thank you.
yeah, hopefully, we have another coming call. All right, caller, thank you. You take care. All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Well, caller, if you were calling in, please call back at 888-304-4401. That is 888-304-4401. Please call back. We have some interesting dialogue going here. Okay? Hello, caller. You're on Building Greatness. This is OG, and we got AJ Hiller here. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Cornelia from New Jersey. How are you, OG?
Hey, how you doing, Miss Wright? This is a great supporter of
Right.
Building Greatness. They're always
Right.
supporting us. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. You know, I'm so happy that I was able to tune in today and listen to your show. You and AJ are doing a terrific job. I'm learning so much about MMA.
Right.
I had a question for AJ as well. Your previous caller actually had some excellent questions, I thought, and I just wanted to add to that by asking, what ages is your gym?
We-
From what ages do you cater to?
We have our youngest student right now is 4, so we go from 4 years
Wow.
old and up. And we would take younger, but at that age, I don't want to say that it's a waste of money for the parent. But our programs, they're learning from professionals, and our kids' programs start at about $80 a month, which is that's a lot to invest. So they're learning a lot, and at the age of 3, they're not getting as much as someone who 4, even though that's only a one year age difference.
Yes.
It's a big deal. So I would say 4 years old is the youngest that we have now, and
Yeah.
and it's amazing. Just the disciplines. I could share some stories with you.
Yes, that's the thing that I'm interested in hearing about, because I think parents need to hear that, the discipline that they acquire from the training,
Yeah.
and particularly in the area of MMA. I'm just amazed when I see, young people that have grown up in that discipline. But I want to hear more about it from you.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna share a story with you. We had we still have a student. He trained at many different places in the area. He's young. He's 8 years old, and he had ADHD. He was on all kinds of medication. When he would come and train, he had actually two people who would come and actually sit there and take notes on his behavior, so on and so forth. Well, after training with our highly, decorated, I guess we'd call them instructors, this kid today is not taking any medication. He doesn't have any, people coming to take notes on him or anything like that. His grades have gone through the roof, and it's all, coming down to that, getting that discipline. And that discipline is something, I have 3 children. It's amazing how I can't discipline my kids at home, but as soon as they're on the mat or in the ring or in the cage, listening to a professor or a boxing instructor, they turn into a different person.
Yes. And they will carry those skills with them throughout their lifetime.
Yes.
AJ, I'm so proud of you. Of course I'm proud of OG because I listen in every week.
Yeah, OG's
But
the man.
thank you for the wonderful work you're doing, the ideas. I heard you talk about, maybe possibly having even a limousine that picks the kids up. So that inspires and other kids. So you know what? Keep up the good work. You have us behind you. Just, being proud of you, praying for you, and supporting you.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And OG's the man.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
AJ's
Yes,
the
he
man.
is. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Good night now.
Good night.
Good night. Hello, this is OG Akins. You're on Building Greatness. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, OG? My name's Brian Swift. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
How you doing, Brian? What's going on?
Good.
Hey, Bray, how are you, man?
Shout out to my boy AJ, man. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
Good, man, good. So I just got a quick question for you guys. I know everything going on this weekend for the Mayweather-McGregor fight, but everything put aside with that, with these rumors going around about him and Tyron Woodley fighting like this, what would you think about that?
I'm going to tell you, but the craziest thing in the world is, you know, Conor is just jumping from weight division to weight division to weight division. And there's guys who have fought to get to these number one contender or number two or the top five or whatever, and they're being passed by this guy. And at the end of the day, it's all because of that almighty buck, you know? So me, as if I was the number one contender, I was the next person up for a title fight, and they took a guy who was from a weight division lower than me or two weight division lower than me and put them in my spot, I would be PO'd.
Right.
You know? So for him to fight Tyron Woodley, I think basically they should, one, make him defend one of his belts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hasn't defended the 55-pound belt or the 45-pound belt. He didn't defend the 55-pound belt, and now they're going to give him a title shot at the 70-pound. Me personally, I think he has to go back. He has to defend his 55-pound belt and give Tyron, the person that deserves. How about you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I like to say it, but personally, between me and you, I mean, I know Conor gets shit early in the show, he's right on the Orthodox, but I just feel like Tyron Woodley's side, man, if he gets into the ground and can wrestle him properly, I mean, that's a Division I, style athlete. He came out of Missouri and everything with wrestling, so I honestly think Tyron would give him kind of a fight, to be honest with you, with the ground game.
Yeah. Oh, I think it would be amazing. And that's the thing. They're keeping Conor away from guys who could take him down, if you think about it.
Yes.
Chad Mendes took him down easily, Nate Diaz took him down easily. I think they put Frankie Edgar against him, and it's game over.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorite fighters, Frankie Edgar. He's a man.
Brian, so what's new with you?
Coming up, right?
Who's that?
He's got Holloway next, right? Frankie's like Holloway coming up soon.
Yeah, and that's going to be a great fight.
That's going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah. And what's new with you? How you been?
Good, man, good. I'm actually getting ready to move to Texas in about a week. When I get out to Austin, I've already been in contact. I'm actually going to start training at the Honor Academy out there in Austin for a while.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I've been keeping up on you on Facebook. I haven't seen you in a while, but I'm hoping everything's
Yeah, man, I've been busy with work, getting ready to leave, but I'll definitely keep in contact with you, though, man. We'll definitely link up soon.
awesome, man. I'm so glad that you called in and keep in touch.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. You guys take it easy. Loving the show, all right?
All right,
Yeah,
bud.
please keep tuning in. Yeah, we're going to be doing this on a regular, so hopefully we'll have.
You guys going to put something up on Facebook with like a schedule?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll let AJ
Okay, no doubt.
put it together. He has much time as he wants. This is something that I think we should go. But thanks for calling in, Brian.
Thanks,
Yes,
man.
absolutely, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
Take care. So yeah, that number is 888-304-4401. If you have any questions for AJ, he is very knowledgeable. He's going to give you a lot of information. And like I said, he's doing some great things out here in Monroe County in the Northeast. And I think everybody should definitely check out his gym. If you come to Monroe County, you live here, you have to go by MMA Signatures. You give him the address.
Yeah, it's 564 Main Street in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, right up the street from the Sherman Theater. We're in the basement actually, but it's really not a basement. You would never know that you're in the basement. You'd think that you're on the 100th floor of the Empire State Building.
Absolutely.
But it's a great facility. We're in the same building as Juiced and Wonderland Ice Cream and GG Dance Studio. It's we got a 4,000 square foot facility with a cage, a ring, 1,600 square foot of mat. And another thing that I'm excited about too is we were contacted a couple months back by a woman named Teresa, and we're going to be doing Rock Steady boxing out of our gym. And basically what Rock Steady is, it's for folks with Parkinson's disease. And you'd be surprised how many people in the area have Parkinson's disease. And Rock Steady was developed years and years ago. The closest one to here is down in Old Forge, Pennsylvania. But Teresa went ahead and got certified in this, and she actually has Parkinson's.
Wow.
And they're going to start this program up in our gym, and it's very exciting, because we're giving back, a little bit to the community, having you know, these folks with the Parkinson's disease, and they say that boxing actually helps them with their disability. You know, because it's using different motor skills, and yeah, we're really excited. That'll be starting up in October at the gym.
Yeah, you have a lot of things. So you have things for young people, disabled people. You have any things for veterans? Or?
Yeah, we offer veteran discounts,
Okay.
also student discounts for ESU students.
Oh,
I was a student, not at ESU. I went to Penn State University.
right, right.
Very proud alumni.
Wow.
But
wow.
when you're in college, you don't have money.
Yeah.
And the money that you do have, you're buying beers with it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So, you know, I know that, you know, $90 or $100 a month is a lot of money for a college student.
Right.
So, you know, we do offer a little bit of a discount for the college students to come down and train.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're about at that hour where the show is coming to a close, and that's unfortunate because we're just getting warmed up.
Yeah, oh
And,
yeah,
I
we got
mean-
to talk for hours and hours.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you could too. We talk on the phone for hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like we, you know, we're gonna have to again. Like I said, I'm letting everybody know, all my audience, the people at Genesis Radio, the people everywhere, that I want to dedicate Building Greatness at least 2 of the shows a month
That's awesome.
towards MMA, you know, and share that, give, you know, have a platform for you and I to dialogue and talk about it. Even if I'm not here and you say, look, OG, I'm just going to, I'd love to have that happen because we have to get, this is an up-and-coming area.
Yeah,
And we want to make sure that we let people know what's available here, so.
And it's awesome. You got a great studio here,
Mhm.
a great producer.
Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah. Yeah, Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah,
Dutch.
Dutchie.
That was
We
close.
have Terry. We have Kevin. We have Rudd. There's a big family here at Genesis, and you're going to meet them. They're going to love you
Yeah,
because
looking forward to meeting them.
these are all the same type of men that just have their heads on tight, trying to pioneer different things out here. And this is a diverse platform. Like, we talk about everything here. So to have MMA here is going to really
It's awesome.
take the cake.
How much time do we have?
We have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. How about this? I don't know how many more calls we could take, but with my other company, MMA Signatures, you know, we do, you know, we're the largest mixed martial arts memorabilia company in the world. We do private signings, public signings with fighters from all over the country, all over the world. We have customers in all 50 states and 38 countries, which is
Wow.
crazy. However, how about we do a giveaway? Next caller, get a free signed autograph. I'll ship it to them, you know, for listening to the show. So that number is 1-888-304-4401. Call in for a free autograph.
You got 3 minutes. Call in to get that free autograph. I'd do it if I were you,
Yeah.
you know. But if not, we're going to be here again. But I'd rather you call now, you know, and show some love to A.J. Hiller because he's pioneering MMA in this area and bringing a voice to MMA more than anything. One of the biggest voices in the area, and we're going to make a bigger voice.
That's right.
Because people are going to know. Hopefully one day we'll have Dana White here and Mike Tyson. That would
That'd
be
be
awesome.
awesome.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. And I think it could happen. I think, you know, that's what they're looking for is, you know, people to dialogue about this, to open up their minds to the possibilities. So,
Yes.
I'm going to close Building Greatness. It's such an honor again to have AJ here. I've been having some great people here. But you're somebody who I've been trying to get here for a long time. I know our schedules, but now I got you here. Like I said, hopefully I'm looking forward to the week after next having you again.
That'd be awesome, OJ.
You know.
I appreciate it, but
Yeah, man.
this is great. Thanks again for having me, and look forward to the next time.
Yeah, and look for also a live broadcast show. I want to do a video with you at your gym.
That'd be awesome.
And we're going to do that probably the next 2-3 weeks whenever you're ready, okay?
Beautiful.
Just so people can see your facility along with what we've done today and what we'll continue doing.
Awesome.
So,
Let's do it.
Definitely.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to stop. I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank all the people who support. Hey, Jennifer Kelly, I see you out there. Hey, Althea, thanks for calling. Cornelia, Brian. I want to thank everybody. Tina Brown, Francis Decorum. We're going to have you on the show, too. We're going to get you out here so you can be in this conversation. We actually need you as a third host to the show. So come on down and let's make it happen, okay? Check out MMA Signatures. This is A.J. Hiller making it happen out here in the Poconos, East Stroudsburg, Monroe County, Northeast. Genesis Radio is bringing the pioneering information to the area. Keep tuning in with Grind is next with Cal Stewart. Thanks Dutchie Bang, Terry, and the whole Genesis family for giving us this platform, making it happen. Everybody. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. See you later. We're signing off. All right? Thanks again for everybody.
Thanks,
We're going
guys.
to close here. Over and out. Uh-oh, we got a call. Let's take this call real quick. Can we take this call real quick? Hey, caller. This is OG and AJ Hill at Building Greatness.
Hey, OG, this is Omar calling from the Bronx, New York.
Hey, what's up, Omar? How you doing?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. With,
I was tuning in, and you know, I want to know if you guys who you guys got as a winner of the fight.
you? No. I'm just going for I'm going for Mayweather because I love Mayweather. That's the man. But I like Conor McGregor too. So it's really hard. But Mayweather's my man.
Yeah.
Do you think McGregor stands a chance?
I think if McGregor hits him, it's going to be a quick night. Because at the end of the day, if Conor hits somebody, it hurts. I mean, he's got unbelievable power, and they're using 8-ounce gloves, so that's not much padding, and he's knocking people out with 4-ounce gloves, So I think if he hits Mayweather, it's going to be a shock to the entire world. However, the first 49 people that Mayweather fought could not hit him. And they were...
Actually, the funny thing is I actually saw a video the other day, and it showed throughout Mayweather's whole boxing career, every single time he's actually gotten hit to the face. And I think it's only been 5 or 4 times where someone actually directly hit him in the face where he could have been knocked out.
Yeah.
And
Omar.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but our show is actually over. You called, and what you can do is give me a call, and then we can have you on the next show. Call back in because my show's over now. But I want to go into this with you, so we're going to continue this conversation, Omar. Thank you for. Oh my God.
What's the next show tomorrow?
No, next show is going to be a week and a half from now. The week after next. But we can still have the conversation because I'm going to do another show at AJ Hiller's gym. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. So just call in and have a good day, you guys.
All right,
Thank you
thanks,
for calling
buddy.
in, Omar. I really appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Of course. Have a good day, guys.
Over and out.